What is going on, everybody? YOZ77 here, and today I am going to be doing my top 5 favorite and least favorite drivers in the Cup Series. These are only active drivers, so that means only drivers driving in the 2019 season this year. And so, yeah, let's get into it. We're going to start with our favorite drivers, so let's go ahead and start. Coming in at number 5 on my favorites, I have Kyle Larson, and really, about everyone does like Kyle Larson. I can't think of anyone that doesn't, so I really do like him, though. He has had bad luck recently, so it is kind of hard to pull for him now because he's had so much bad luck. He's not really up front at all. But he is still one of my favorite drivers. He has been since I've been starting. He's been one of my favorites. I really like him. He's a good driver and deserves a lot of wins, so that is why he is ranked at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Kurt Busch. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know why I like Kurt Busch. I'm gonna be honest, I just do. I never really liked him. Well, I never really liked him or disliked him when I first started watching. But then around I think it was 2016, we went to the All Star race, and I actually got. It's gonna be brought up later in the video, but I actually got pit passes. So, me and my little brother and my parents, we got to go down to the pits, and we went to the driver introductions and stuff, and we were there, and he actually gave my little brother a hat, and I don't know, and I've basically liked him ever since then. He's my little brother's favorite ever since then. He's just been one of my favorites ever since then too. And I mean, honest, I really do. I think he will win one race this year. I really hope he does at least. So yeah, it's like most of the ones you'll probably see. There's no real too big rhyme or reason behind why they're up in my favorites or least favorites, but he just is. So that's why he is 4th. Coming in at number 3, we have Clint Bowyer, because how can you not like Clint Bowyer? I'm gonna be honest. How could you not like Clint Bowyer? He is definite. He is top. He's third just because really the only two people above him are ones that I just really like. I think he already knows he's gonna be number 1, and I'm gonna be honest. Number 2 is probably a bit of a surprise, and that's why there's a really specific reason why he isn't number 2 though, and you'll see why when I get to number 2 in a second. But yes, he is definitely third on my list only because one thing we all know who my first gonna be, which is Chase Elliott, because yeah. And then second has a really special meaning. So that's the only reason he isn't really up number 2 or number 1. Because I've liked him ever since I've started watching. He's one of the few that I've always liked. And I'm also gonna be really sad when he retires really soon. He's not got too much longer left, I don't think, because he is getting pretty old. And by that I mean in the 40s. So you wouldn't surprise me to see him retire in the next few years. But I really do hope he wins the championship. And he is definitely one of my favorites that are still driving. Coming in at number 2, we have, well, maybe a surprise to a lot of people, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And there is a really, really specific reason he is number 2 on my list. And I'm going to tell you why. I know a lot of people don't like him because of what he done at Daytona, but I'm going to be honest, I still like him. He definitely was a little over-aggressive at Daytona a few years ago, but I still like him nonetheless, and here's why. Like I said before, with Kurt Busch, when we went to the All-Star race, when we got pit passes, I actually got to meet and talk to him, and he was a really, really nice person. We talked for about 5 minutes, and we really just talked about racing stuff. We just talked, really, and he was a really good guy. He took several pictures with us. He signed stuff for us, and he was just really, really nice to us. And a bunch of other people. I mean, he was talking to people, interacting with the fans, which really is what the drivers ought to do. Not to I don't want to sound rude to any of their drivers, but really, no, everyone else there just kind of like signed stuff and then like walked back and stuff. So he was the only one there that I saw that really interacted with us and the fans as much. And so I've always liked him since then, because that's exactly what the drivers need to do. And I think that could definitely bring some more fans and keep fans in NASCAR, more stuff for the fans, more interactions, and that is definitely what Ricky Stenhouse Jr. does. So that is why he is number 2. And get at number 1, probably not a super big surprise to most people if you've watched my channel. Chase Elliott, of course. I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of on the rails about him when he first started, because it was like, Jeff Gordon was my favorite driver of all time. He was my favorite of all time, and then when he retired, I heard Chase was replacing him, and I was kind of like, I don't know about this, because I liked him in the Xfinity Series, but I really didn't know about him in the Cup Series yet, really, because he was replacing my favorite driver, so it was kind of like a moment for me. But then once he started driving and he showed he was there to win, I just started liking him and kept on growing kind of closer to him, I guess, liking him even more. And then we come to the Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin incident at Martinsville in 2017. And that, at that point, was what made me really, really like him. And the reason being was not because he got wrecked or something, but because his response to it. His response wasn't to go out there and fight him, to go dump him, to anything like that. He just said, quote, my mama told me, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So he's not even worth my time, and we're going to go on to Texas. And that made me feel, that was just awesome to me, because that just shows how good of a person he is. He didn't run his mouth about him. He didn't fight him or anything like that. The only thing he really did was barely tap him at Phoenix or ISM, whatever you want to call it. Touched him coming off the corner and got in the wall, and that in turn caused him to blow a tire. And I'm going to be honest, I don't even think he meant to cause him to cut a tire and crash out of Phoenix. So, yeah, ever since then, I really, really liked him. Of course, like I said, you could probably tell because, like the channel the logo for my channel and stuff on next to the name. I don't even know what that's called, but the little thing next to my name under the video, Chase Elliott. So definitely he's my favorite driver, active driver. He's still second in full time, second to Jeff Gordon. So that is why he is my favorite driver. And now we move on to my 5 least favorite drivers. And coming in at number 5, as you can see, is Martin Truex Jr. And the reason is just, I'm gonna be honest, I've just been kind of growing less and less a fan of him. It's not that I really dislike him or anything. It's just that I've been watching him, and he just seems to be, everything I've heard about him so far this year, most of the time, especially from the beginning of the season, was just complaining and stuff. And the probably thing that made me the worst of it that I could think of is Atlanta. He was complaining about the 17 blocking him, but Stenhouse, he was racing for the win as well, and he wasn't even really blocking him that much. He was running his line and tricks. There's no need to complain about a driver running their racing line. Go around them on a different line or bump them or something. So, ever since then, he was just kind of complaining about something, and it always seemed to be kind of someone else's fault during the West Coast swing when he lost. So, just really lost respect for him after that, and just, I don't know, I'm just kind of about Truex now. So that is why Truex is on number 5 of my least favorites. Coming in at number 4 of my least favorite drivers is Brad Keselowski, and I've never really have liked Keselowski, not much. I've never really liked the way he really races, because, if you look at a bunch of the ways that he's done, looking at probably the thing that made me started all this, where I was kind of like, I don't really like him, the thing that kind of started that was definitely Texas, where he in 2014, where I'm gonna be honest, he basically door slammed Gordon out of the way to try to get to the lead. And I get you have to be aggressive on a late race restart, but just door slamming a guy to try to make a hole that wasn't there in the first place just didn't really seem, was kind of like, to me, you don't do that. You just don't, unless only if it's like the last lap you ever really need to shove a guy out the way to try to pass him. But that's kind of what started. And then, of course, you have to look at the thing with Edwards, and I've looked over that several times. Edwards did block him in 2009 in Talladega, but also, Keselowski gave no budge. He could have went down a little bit lower, and he really just gave Edwards no room. And several other times he's just never really raced the way I like. And I get you have to be aggressive, but still, I've just never really liked Keselowski. And you'll see with most of these drivers, I've just never really liked them. Not for really real huge reason, I've just never really liked them. So that's why Keselowski's number 4. Coming in at number 2, we have Denny Hamlin. And yeah. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, this is about the thing at Martinsville, I'm gonna be honest, not really. I really got over that a while ago, actually. I don't really I still don't like it. I still don't like him not only for it, but that's one of the reasons still. But I've gotten over that. I know some people still haven't. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna rant for a quick second here. Seriously, get over it. That was so long ago. Chase Elliott's won. He got his quote unquote payback on him at Phoenix that year. I mean, come on, it's about time to get over it, guys. So, but it's not only that, I've just never really liked him. To start out, when I first started watching back in 2014, 2015, I can't remember which year it was, but I know he basically wrecked Danica Patrick twice in practice at the 500, and I'm pretty sure in the duels. So, I've never really liked Hamlin, really ever. So, that's why he's number two. Just never really liked him that much. Like most of them, I just never liked the way he drives and the way he acts and stuff. So, yeah, that's why Hamlin is number two on my least favorites. Coming in at my least favorite, and this is going to probably cause me to lose several subscribers, Kyle Busch. And I'm pretty sure you guys know this already. It's not that I really hate him or anything. It's just, like I've said with the others, none of these guys I really hate or dislike. I just don't pull for them as drivers. I mean, I've seen most of them. Kyle Busch, he's definitely really good. I mean, he gives stuff off his back just randomly, like, for example, that with the fan at a traffic light, he just kind of signed a hat and gave it to her in the middle of the road at a traffic light. So, again, I just don't like him as a driver. So, I just really have, probably the biggest thing was, it really is the biggest thing, but I know, to kind of start off to the point where I can think of, excuse me, sorry, but probably with the Ron Hornaday incident, that was just kind of like, no, you don't, he was a part-time driver. Ron Hornaday got loose or tight or whatever it was because of a lap car, had to avoid it, ended up almost spinning out and barely hit Kyle Busch. There wasn't even that much damage on his car. And then under caution, he decides to drive in and basically destroy his car and take away his hopes in the championship, really. But, so, never really liked him that much ever. And it's just been like, he kind of, it seems like he has too short of a fuse, really. He gets mad at, like, everything, so he's just my least favorite because of those reasons, really. No real huge reason behind it, but that's why I really hope you guys are fine with this. I don't doubt it, but I would really hope that you guys don't unsubscribe because of this, because I'm gonna be honest, to me, the account is frankly ridiculous. For example, my friend Penske Racing 12, he made a video about this, I think yesterday, 2 days ago, something like that, and he's lost subscribers because of it. And I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of ridiculous. It's an opinion. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Racing World 2003. Go subscribe to him. I know he's a big Kyle Busch fan, and he knows that I don't really like Kyle Busch. And yet, we still get along. We're both subscribed to each other still. We watch each other's videos, so I really don't see the point in getting, like, unsubscribing and stuff and getting mad at people because of their opinion on their drivers. So I just really hope that you guys won't do that, because, yeah. So, yeah, that was the video. That was my top 10 favorite and least favorite drivers of the Cup Series. So, yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Love y'all. Goodbye. Have a great day.